Is it recording?
It is, it's recording.
Is it recording? Right, what episode are we on, mate?
Oh, I don't know, because we've deleted 2.
Have we? You're kind of hazy now because of the brightness of that. It looks like, don't look right into it actually.
Oh Christ,
it looks like
Jesus, I've done it. I looked right into it.
It looks like have you ever been to a football game?
No.
Right, you see it football games?
Oh, the big lights.
The big massive stadium
I've
lights.
seen a light before.
Aye. So yeah, that's what it looks
I
like.
can see wee dots now out of your forehead. Aye, that's not good.
But so what episode? I think
honestly, to get the
13,
idea.
20, no, like 13, 14 maybe.
I think it might be 11.
Aye.
11 or 12, I think it might be.
Are we starting on an odd?
I think we might be.
1, 2,
It's
3, 4.
You're
So
just-
is it always 2? Because I'm sure like,
No, but there was one time we recorded 3, was
right.
it no?
So in that case, we should be starting on an odd number. Anyway, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit about that. Hi guys, welcome back to the Daz and Gaz podcast. We've been away. Both of us have been away.
For a while, aye.
I think it's like, it must be 7 or 8 weeks we've not recorded anything.
So the last episode that went out was on the 2nd of January. But that was one of the episodes that, I think that was the first or second episode that we had. No, I think it was the second one where Gracie was there, which was months ago.
That was, aye.
That was December. That was filmed.
That was a long... Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, guys. Welcome to 2023.
Aye.
March style.
Technically, this is the first episode in 2023 that has been recorded in 2023.
Yeah, man.
And if you're no watching us and you're just listening to us in your motor or whatever the hell you're listening, you might hear random noises like buses in the background because we're not in the studio, are we?
We're not. No, we're in a funky Airbnb in
Nottingham.
So yeah, we thought because we can't actually, the twos are that busy. We can't actually make time to get into the studio. We miss you, Paul. We're going to be back.
I know. This isn't the end, Paul. It's just I know we don't have a fact checker.
I know.
We don't have. There's no smart people in the room.
There's no one overdue. But yeah, so we're kind of we've got a makeshift. I actually deliberately picked this room because I knew Dan was coming down here to meet me in Nottingham, and I was like, right, we'll get a good funky Airbnb instead of a standard hotel, which we normally do.
Right.
We'll get a funky Airbnb, so we've got a nice background. And this is...
We've got a big plant.
I think it's cool, man. I mean, I wouldn't want it in my bedroom or
a bit
my living room.
A bit of alarming in your bedroom.
But it reminds... It's a hazard. Is that not the hazard signs?
Aye.
For
So
something?
I feel like there's a wet flare somewhere. Like that. Aye. So for the people just listening, it's a black and it's like I imagine a zebra, but it's yellow. Carries.
I was rip it. It
you trying
looks
to rip
real,
it?
it feels real, but it's fake.
Gary, it feels like plastic.
Do you think so?
That's fake.
Mate, see the amount of boobs that I've felt, and they feel real, fake ones. Anyway, stop touching that plant. But aye, no. So this was the bed sit Airbnb. That we chose to film in. So how have you been, mate?
Been alright.
I mean, I know how you've been. Obviously, I've seen you throughout, but
Yeah, that's the first time I've
for
seen
the
each other.
benefit of the listeners, how has your last 8 weeks been?
It's been busy.
Yeah.
Went to go and see Mickey Mouse in Orlando for 2 weeks, and then since I came back, I've just been depressed.
Yeah.
See when you're kicking about the Magic Kingdom with an ice cream bar.
Is that what you call it? Is that what everybody calls it in
Call what?
the Magic Kingdom?
That's one of them. It's one of the parks.
Is it?
Yeah.
Was that your favourite part?
No.
No?
No.
You're quick to answer there. You've definitely got a favourite.
I think Magic Kingdom might be my least favourite.
Aye. Why did you go to that? Why was that your go-to then?
It's because that's the one with the big castle, the Cinderella
that was
castle.
quite cool. Yeah, I like those photos.
Yeah, and that's where the good fireworks are. But to be honest, that's about it.
Yeah.
There's not much else.
Is that at the exit, by any chance?
But the castle?
Yeah, the Magic Kingdom. Is that at the exit, or is
No.
there an exit at every part?
There are exits.
Yeah.
Aye.
More than one, I'd imagine.
Surprisingly, no.
No.
Just one bit people go out. One bit people come in.
One big huge bit. That must be massive, man. If there's only one.
Oh, aye. So there's like the entrance and the exit are right next to each other. But it's like a turnstile. It's not a turnstile, but it's like turnstiles.
How many turnstiles are in
Oh,
the
there
entrance
must be
that are
like
rough?
at least 40. Like
Yeah.
just boom, 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 all the way across. And then it's just riddled with prams. Prams everywhere.
Are people? I was going to say, are people allowed to push their prams in? Because I was like,
No Wayne's
of course
allowed.
they are. Of course, yeah. No, excuse me, madam, you need to take that pram off you. Just carry your 6-month-old baby. Put it in the back of your hoodie. Yeah, of course you're allowed prams.
Aye, it's do mates done
Why
annoying?
take babies? Sorry to interrupt
Oh no,
you.
this is that. I wouldn't.
Why
I wouldn't take one.
Take a baby.
I don't see if you're fair America. Cool, do it, because it doesn't cost you that much to get there. See if you stay in Orlando, it's costing you your petrol. See, even if you stay like the furthest away you could go, like California, like the complete opposite side, it's still just like one flight for California to Orlando. You're just paying like your airfare. Then alright, cool, maybe you could justify it. But if you're coming for the UK, you're spending like thousands and thousands. Why are you taking wee Jimmy when he's not going to remember it?
Yeah, because does wee Jimmy take up a plane seat? Do you need to pay a full fare?
If they're under 2, it's free.
Right, okay.
But if they've just turned 2 the day they're flying, you're paying the same as whatever you pay for.
Is it the same for getting into the park? Are they charging
under
for that
2, free.
But if it's over 2, they need
Cost
to pay?
money, right?
And it's still, but the kid can't do anything if it's over 2. It's literally
just like
it's just like a colourful day to the kid. It's no.
It's just
doesn't
bright lights
no
and loud noises.
Sense of consciousness.
Aye. But it's the so I think under 2 they eat free as well, but over 2 you're paying a full dinner.
Yeah.
Even if a 2-year-old
So there's
doesn't
no
eat.
medium.
Nah.
Like you can get a discount.
No.
Wow.
Just don't take it.
Yeah. I'll leave it outside. Surely
Tie it up with the pole.
that's what they should do. There should actually be like a huge soft play outside Disney World.
A huge soft play.
A huge soft play. That's obviously where you've got like professional nannies and stuff and that. So the adults want to go in and they're like, listen, the kid's too young. They're just going to slow us down. We'll leave them in the Disney World soft play with professional people. They were fun, and we can go and have fun without them.
Do you know you can get a Disney nanny?
Aye.
You can get somebody that comes to the hotel, watches your wedding for the day, and then you go into the parks.
Oh, I don't know how. Yeah, I'm thinking that. Yeah, well, no, I would rather them like just right outside. I don't know why it feels safer.
Just in the soft play, then it's better.
Yeah, because then it's like still you don't feel like as disconnected from them. If they're in the apartment, which is like maybe 5 miles away or something, I'd imagine there's a fair distance. That's yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
Or just don't take them.
That's it, exactly. Don't take them.
Aye.
Don't take your kids
to the happiest place.
But then
in the
maybe
planet.
people over here, maybe they don't have anybody to watch them. So
would-
it's a case of take them,
Yes, I think I take them
or
or don't
leave
go.
them in a cattery. Put a cat suit on it. It's a cat, mate. It's a big cat. Just feed it 3 times a day. Aye.
But aye, that was good. It was enjoyable. And then the first thing that we done when we got back was price it up to go again. And then realised that it's not going to happen because we're saving for a wedding now.
Yeah. When is the wedding?
26 April 2025.
26th of April
2025.
2025.
Which, when you think about it, isn't really that far away.
2 years next month.
Aye.
2 years next month.
2 years.
And have you got like a set price that you're spending on the wedding? You don't need to declare it, but have you decided?
We know it down to like the pound.
Yeah.
And we've saved like £400.
Aye. Off the total, that's
Nothing.
What do you mean you've saved £400?
So we've got that wee savings pot thing, so we're starting to like save
you've
money.
saved up? I thought you meant like you've saved £400, you've knocked £400 off the total. When I was
Oh,
like,
right.
why?
Right.
Okay, you've
As
saved
in
up
I've
400.
saved for it. No. Sadly, they didn't know who I was when I walked into the venue.
Well, that's £400 a start, mate.
Aye.
That's a start.
2 year.
Do you know what you'll probably do? You'll probably, like most other people, you'll save little bits up until the last 5-6 months, and then the last 6 months before the wedding, you will be living on noodles.
Right.
You'll be sitting in the dark, there'll be candles burning. You'll have blankets wrapped around you, just saving every single penny.
Right.
You'll go back to using a Nokia 32. You'll do everything.
Just turn off the meter.
Aye, there
Just
you go,
to
man.
completely turn it off. Don't need the telly.
Do a GoFundMe.
Oh, that's a bit far.
Does that have to be for charities?
No, you can
No,
do for
no,
anything.
I know, because
Because I was debating on raffling 2 tables at my wedding. Emma's not having it though.
Yeah, I can see why.
It'd be so fun.
Oh,
Imagine it could go really badly.
It could, mate.
But I think of the money.
I know, but that's actually a great idea. Do you know what?
Raffle a place at the...
It's a great idea, but at the same time, it's a fucking terrible idea. It's either, it could go disaster.
It could be really, really funny and it could be quite nice and wholesome. Or you could invite...
absolute psychos.
Aye. Because who's going to enter that?
The fact that, first of all, anybody who's wanting to go to your wedding, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with
No,
you,
I get what you're saying,
but
but
want to
why
just
would
pay
you...
money for a random table at somebody's wedding, they're a bit mental to start off with.
See if I make the raffle ticket like £2 though. £2? It'd be easy.
Right, sorry, I'll get mixed
Oh,
up
are you
there.
thinking about auctioning it?
I was thinking about auctioning it, so...
no, see, I don't think I'd get above about 50 quid, if that was the case.
No, raffling's definitely better for them. That's actually a good idea. And then what you can do, right, we'll just stop this here, right? You can actually charge £2 for a ticket, but just don't pick any numbers at the end and just make it, get 6 friends to sit there and pretend that they're randoms.
Aye.
Yeah, that's a money maker.
Raffle coming soon.
That is an interesting idea, but it is, and I can totally see where you're coming from, because you would make a shit ton, mate. You would, because everybody that follows you would be like, I'll fucking buy a raffle.
I'll chuck in £2.
Aye, totally. Just on the off chance that they get to go and see you get married, of course they would. But then, for Emma's point of view, I can totally get why she's like
20 randoms at your wedding.
Let's be honest, it's probably her day more than it is yours.
Listen, no.
Oh no, have I got this wrong?
Right, so this is the thing. See, when I proposed, I bet you her first thought would have been, oh my God, finally I get to plan my wedding. She has underestimated how much I want to be involved in decisions. She thought that she could just pick this, and that'd be it done and wiped out completely like that. She wouldn't need to deal with it, and I've had so many opinions. She's hated every one of them. So we went and had like...
So tell me an opinion that you've managed to win that she didn't want. Something that you've got in there now that she was...
Well, we're still trying to win one.
Okay.
but we're getting
Can
there.
we talk about it?
No, there's hard... See, she just thought that she would... Oh, but I know. Here's a big one, actually. You might have an opinion on this. So, if you go to a wedding, would you wear a suit or a kilt?
Right, this is a big debate, and we're having this debate at Ainsley's wedding in 2 years, and Megan is now veering towards suit.
Right.
I'm happier with suit. I prefer suit. I think kilts are, and I get that I am Scottish, whatever. And you don't need to be traditional. Just no, you don't. You don't have to if you don't want it. It's all about your day and what will make you feel comfortable. I think suits look smarter. I think the only people that like the whole, well, obviously a big section of Scottish people like the kilts, but it's mostly people that are not from Scotland that are like, oh no, you go to wear a kilt, because no, we don't have to. I like the idea of a suit. I do. I think you look smarter in a suit. A lot of time when I see people, oh, that's the headphones.
Oh Christ.
A lot of times when I see people, and like loads of people in kilts, I'm just like, fucking boring, because it's the same thing. It doesn't matter, I don't care what your fucking tartan is.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Nobody cares. Whereas suits, I don't know, I personally think it looks smarter. That's the long answer, sorry.
My logic to this is everything that you've just said is what I've said to Emma. And she's like, oh, but a kilt would look nice. I'm like, I don't care. I said to her, you wear a kilt. She's like, cool. She was like, I'll wear a kilt.
Bottom half kilt and the top half a wedding dress.
Honestly, I've only ever wore a kilt once, and it was for my Holy Communion. That I knew. I feel like no. I was pushed into this nonsense as a youngling, and it was a load of nonsense. Even at the time, I knew it was a load of nonsense. I hated every second of it because I didn't believe in. I mean, cool, you believe in God and all that, but for me at that time, I didn't. Yeah. So I just thought everything was stupid. Everything about it was just daft. So to have to wear a kilt, have a mad knife on you, and then a wee bag, like and it's so itchy as well.
Aye.
It's minging. It's actual minging.
Very itchy.
So I said to Emma, I was like, nah, it's going to be a suit. So this has been one of the debates. I mean, to her it's a debate. To me, it's a decision.
Well, and no disrespect, Emma, if you watch this, right?
She doesn't watch it.
All right.
Oh, you fuck sneaked out there.
Yeah, it's not her decision.
Exactly.
That's like you saying to her, do you know what I mean?
I mean, like, no, you can't wear a dress. You
Right.
need to wear something else.
Exactly.
No, that's totally your decision.
No
100%.
disrespect, but you're wrong.
Aye, and I think that should go across the board for any woman trying to force her man into wearing a kilt at the wedding. You're wrong. You need to let him make that decision because there's no way he's making a decision on what you're wearing. So you need to respect his. It's his day. It is his day as well. As much as
Right, maybe not your wedding is obviously clearly more 50-50 than the majority of people's, but I think most weddings are geared and it's the women's that they've been dreaming about since they were kids and
Yeah.
all that kind of thing. But no, I'm totally with you, mate. Don't.
these kilts are just, they're overrated and again,
It's a statement of something
It's just
that's
a pure,
historic.
Aye,
And,
it's just a pure Scottish thing, innit?
yeah.
Which is cool. Like, all right, no worries. But nah, I'm not about it.
No,
I don't want to be kicking about in a kilt all day, being pure itchy.
It's heavy. It's
Aye.
heavy. It's.
when did I wear one? I wore one at my friend's wedding like 10 years ago.
I think it was the last time I wore a kilt.
You might fix your wee mic.
Aye, about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I would have much rather the suit.
Aye.
You look slick and smart in a suit.
Aye, you look like you just came through that.
You've got so much of a bigger choice. Because that's the other thing with the kilt. You then need to wear the fucking stupid like shirt and the thing and the thing. And no, the suit you can just wear you can pick any colour you want. It's more simpler, more. Anyway, I think we've made our thoughts clear
Aye.
on that. So if my future wife.
She doesn't watch us either.
There's no point in me finishing that sentence. Yeah. But aye, so are you excited about it? Are you like buzzing?
Aye, did you know, honestly, the most annoying thing about it is that it's 2 years away.
Aye.
Because see, I think a lot of people might think of a wedding and think, oh, it's going to be like just a whole day having people talking to you and I'm going to love that.
You will.
That's going to be amazing.
You will.
It's going to be, is it like all day, everybody's looking at me.
Who are you getting to film it?
Oh, Gordon.
Gordon.
Gordon,
aye.
nice. He's going to film
Oh,
it.
good man.
And then we've found a photographer as well. It's the only wedding that me and Emma have ever been to is Emma's sister's wedding. And the photographer guy there was this like old kind of whoa, 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 kind of cutting about like that, just shouting at everybody like right when you get the pictures, and he was just like boom, 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 like pure. It was like being in the army, but no like a good way. No like right, let's get them all done before people start to get bored or whatever. So we knew straight away. Nah, as soon as like when we're picking somebody to take pictures, we want somebody young and somebody who's just pure chill.
Yeah.
Somebody who will be like on our vibe. And we found this guy, it's Kevin Key, I think his name is. We had a Zoom call with him for about 40 minutes, and he's just pure funny.
Yeah.
Like he's just like
That definitely helps because he's going to be chatting a lot to people.
exactly. He needs to
throughout the
talk
day.
to like a whole like about 100 people all day. So like, and then we've picked our humorist, like the person that marries you. So we picked that guy, and he's also pure funny and all.
Yeah.
He says that he hates when the people keep it pure traditional and bland, and it's just the same script that everybody gets. He says like later on in the process he'll spend like a few hours with us and get to know like, our story from start to finish, and then he'll tell the story.
Yeah.
And he'll
As long
throw
as he
in all the-
incorporates like the key words in it, like
Aye.
do you take leader? Doesn't it have to be the old?
Exactly.
Aye. Oh, that's good, man. That's good. I'm never getting married. I would love to though, man. I genuinely, it's not like that's something I've been, I'm opposed to, but I guess it's just never happened. I proposed to a woman twice actually. Once when I was 14, that's doesn't count. Another time, one of my first long-term girlfriend, Alana. We were together for like 6 years, and I proposed in a pub, pissed drunk. Like I was like 18, 19. And I got up on the table and drunk, and I proposed, and she said no.
Brilliant.
Basically, based on this is a shit way to propose to me, Gary. I'm not accepting that. And then I dumped her. So, not right after that, obviously, a couple of years, but I never proposed again. So she was right to say no.
No.
Because I only done it because I was drunk. It wasn't planned. It was just a stupid drunken moment. Bless her. But yeah, if I do ever get married, I'm going abroad.
Aye.
I'm like, That's the other thing. Like you, and I'm pretty sure lots of people, I would have been one of them, if I didn't know you, that would have said to you, why spend all that money in one day when you can put a deposit in a mortgage, but you have already got the mortgage. So you have actually been sensible, you have done that first, you have done the main thing, get a house, get on the market, and now you are at the wedding. So you have actually done it really sensible, to be honest with you.
I'd still rather spend all the money on a holiday.
Yeah,
And
that's
just
what I'll do.
go to the registry office. Because
So why are you doing it then, Dan? Why?
because right now here's the thing. It's all went downhill purely just because we went to Emma's sister's wedding, and we both walked out of it and went, that'd be pure cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But we even more people.
Was it? I'm guessing it was a good day then.
Aye, like it was the weird thing is it was a COVID wedding. So like it was, some of the rules were just mental.
Did you have to have COVID to go? COVID wedding. Hi, how you doing?
That was weird. So like the venue wanted Emma's sister Shanice to wear a mask walking up the aisle, which is like nuts.
What?
Aye, not even kidding on. They wanted all the bridesmaids to all be wearing masks walking up the aisle.
Was that a requirement?
Aye, but none of them done it.
No, quite right.
There was when like a part of a DJ, whatever, like a band or whatever at a wedding, like everybody gets up and dances. You weren't allowed to dance. You weren't allowed to dance.
Did people still dance?
Oh, they still done it.
Yeah,
Aye, they still done it.
Aye, they can say that, I guess, for the sake of being and staying on the right side and not getting into trouble. They have to warn you about that.
Right.
Surely they knew. All they were going to do is say it and people aren't
It
going to
gets to a
stick to
certain
it.
point of the night where everybody's basically
Everybody's that
screaming.
mask off. Yeah. So what was it about that wedding that made you think, was it any specific moment?
No, I think it was just like, it was a whole day, and then so it was at a hotel as well. So we stayed like in the venue, so we knew when
Did
we
you
were
get
looking.
drunk?
No. But it was when we were looking for a venue, we knew that we wanted to have a hotel as part of it,
Yeah.
and aye.
Oh, so what is the venue? What venue are you getting married in?
It's Lockside.
Is that a hotel?
Aye, so it's basically a wedding venue. Like it is, it's a hotel and a restaurant and all that, but it's a wedding venue.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest draw to it.
Cool, man.
What have you been up to?
Similar to you, mate. Well, we were in America at the same time, weren't we?
There was, I think the second week there was a bit of crossover, wasn't there?
There was, So I was in America for nearly 5 weeks. Absolutely loved it. But again, I had a preconceived notion of America because I didn't have a great time the last time I was there. I went there with people that didn't have my best interest at heart, and just kind of ruined the experience for me. So that dampened my experience while I was there. This time, it was just phenomenal. I went over myself. I started in LA, started in Los Angeles, so we're on the west side.
That was a late start though, was it? No, you know where to go a few days before that.
I was, well, so essentially what happened was, so I am going to have a humble brag, I'm the first ever, so he started off saying British comedian, I'm the first ever British comedian, but then people are like, but you're like the first ever Scottish comedian, and I'm like, no, but I'm not saying it to be as in like, I'm no proud of Scotland, I'm saying it because I want people to know the size of the area.
Right.
I'm the first ever British comedian that doesn't have any representation, doesn't have any agency behind me, doesn't have PR, doesn't have mainstream media behind me, that has managed to obtain a working American visa as a comedian, the first person in the UK ever. Chrissy, my guy who kind of sorted it out for me, he was actually telling me it might actually be Europe. But that's when I said it, because I think I said it on stage once over there, like I was opening the shows with it and showing people my American working visa, which I am fucking so proud of, man, I really am. And after the show, people are like, no, but see, you're the first Scottish comedian. And again, I'm trying to explain to them, yeah, I know I'm Scottish, but I want people to know, do you know what I
get what
mean?
you mean,
Yeah. I know I'm over-explaining that there. But I'm just immensely proud of it, man. Mainly because everybody told me I wouldn't get it. No. Everybody in the comedy industry, in fact, only people in the comedy industry, because people outside the comedy industry don't give a shit. about something as minor as that in terms of my career, what it meant to me. But in the Scottish comedy industry, everybody, especially a few specific people who I won't name, were like, you'll never get an American working visa, no chance. Some big profile famous people struggle to get a working visa. Gary's not getting one. I fucking got it, and it was purely based on my own achievements, as in terms of like the fact that I won an award in the beginning. You had to prove this, prove the size of your following, and you need to prove that you'll be like of benefit to the American economy. I had to prove that I wasn't a terrorist. You do that by...
How do you prove that?
Well, because there's a question on the application form, mate, and it says, are you a terrorist?
So if you go, no, that's the only proof.
I was like, shit, man, all my years of training and...
to try and make you like,
they never prepared me for that question. But thankfully I got away with it. So it was a long process, cost a fair bit of money, but it was worth every penny. Because now that so that was like a 3-month visa, a month, 30 days, 30-day visa. Now that I've managed to get that one, and as long as I pay my taxes, which I'm in the process of doing just now, there's a company doing that for me, and I don't get a criminal record in the near future, then the next one is like a 3-year visa, and it's just going to be a formality now. I'll go through the same people who help me. And that means that I can basically go over now whenever I want. In fact, once I get the 3-year visa, I need to be in America once every 8 weeks.
What?
Once every 8 weeks, I need. This is the new. There's been some sort of new update, but yeah.
Right.
So
you're just
it doesn't matter.
Once
I
every
don't
8
need.
weeks?
No, what I can essentially do is, and for the purposes of legal stuff, I am being totally honest. What I have to do, I can go over once every 8 weeks and just do some writing. So I can fly over, spend a few days there, and do some writing.
Because you're
and
still
come
working.
back. Because exactly, it's still,
Right,
and
right.
it is. Even though I'm like stressing it, that is technically
You've
still
basically
working.
just gone on like 3 or 4 day holiday.
Yeah.
Then in the meantime, you'll do some writing.
I'll probably stay longer than that. Aye. But so yeah, I plan to go back out twice at the end of this year. I think I was speaking to my guy again, Chrissy, about this the other day. I initially thought September, but I think it might be November, just because to give us a more run-up time. Right. But yeah, so I started in the West Coast. I was meant to be in Portland, but because the visa, it was so stressful.
You sent me a voice note. Oh, I remember you sent a voice note. Where were we? I think we were in Disney Springs, and you sent a voice note being like,
I wasn't getting in.
Aye. You said, mate, it's not happening. I'm meant to be gone in 2 days. I'm not going to get in. And then, like, was it a few days later or something? You were like,
oh my God.
Oh, scratch that.
Aye, I'm going. So it was crazy. So basically what happened was 3 months before the visa was granted, I had to go to the American Embassy in London. So you get down there for like a formal interview. It's proper, like there's no other country that's so scrutinous, is that the word, about before you get in, and especially if you're going to work, like, and so I went down, I passed everything. I had the visa company doing all the paperwork, getting sponsorship for me, everything else you need to get authorization from the unions over there. There's so much I just blanked out, went over my head. That's why I'm like paying other people to do it. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, just please get me in, here's some money. Right. But yeah, so I think it was like 6-7 weeks. No, hold on. So I think it was like 2 months before I went over, I had to do the embassy meeting. A week later, the embassy, and they don't often do this, they asked the company who was representing me to ask me to provide my bank statements for the last 4 years and all the invoices for the last 4 years. So I done that and I sent them over. And I think because I was in America like 3 or 4 years ago, they were wondering if I was working. Although I was doing some gigs over there, I never get paid for anything. Right. So luckily there was nothing on any of my bank statements
and stuff like
to say that I'd received any money. And because of that, I think that's why they asked for those statements. I'm not sure. Right. But anyway, everything was legit. But because of that, I panicked. And I was like, oh my God, like, why are they asking for this extra information? Even though I knew I hadn't done anything wrong, I was still panicking. So we didn't hear any word from them, right? Literally, I must have been about 2 or 3 days before I was due, when I had to make a decision. Like, they've no sense, because they had my passport. They held on to my passport. And they knew I was meant to fly out on the 21st, so I could do a show in Portland on the 23rd.
Aye.
They knew that, and they still held on to my passport. And then obviously I was like, oh well, I'm not getting it. Maybe they've just not get around to it. Whatever the reason is, they just weren't giving us an answer. They're obviously a huge corporation. They don't have to give people explanations, I guess. And then like I'd had to go online. This was the most difficult thing I've had to do in my career. Was go online. I didn't even know what I was going to say, so it was one of those things where I need to let people know. Will I write a big post? Will I record something? And I thought, fuck it, just hit record and just do it that way. So I did. I just hit record and I just started talking, and I let people know that I'm really sorry. I couldn't make it over, and like all the venues, like half of them, like fucking didn't. Thankfully, because it was on a Sunday, I think didn't. Let the people know until maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday, because that's when they were opening back up. But in between that time, I got word that my fucking passport was coming back stamped with the American visa on it. So obviously I was over the moon, but it was like a massive dip. Like I'm not a joke, like mass depression, because I just hate letting people down. Like hundreds of people had bought tickets. So massive dip, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, back up again. And then I had to go back online, do another live, and explain to people, no, it's fine, I'm definitely coming. But thankfully, again, because of the time scale in between, like there was only, it was only the show in New York who refunded the tickets. And that guy was a plum. I'm going to use that word because that's quite polite. That ran the comedy club over there. I won't be back to his club.
No.
He was extremely rude to customers. All the other venues, not an issue going back to, but he was really cheeky to some of the customers that were inquiring about the tickets. And I've seen the emails, like the messages between them. Yeah. He doesn't have any people skills at all. Anyway, I will not be back to that club, but I've got another one lined up anyway for when I go back to New York. Anyway. But America was amazing. I fucking over-explain things. America was amazing. So we started in the West Coast, started in Los Angeles, amazing. Loved it. I spent 3 days there. I didn't, again, you know what I'm like when I don't need to go and see huge landmarks. If there's a scooter nearby, I will hire the scooter and I'll just scoot. I'll find the gym, I'll go to the gym, and then I'll do whatever, like go for food during the night. I don't need to go and sightsee big, massive. I'm just happy being somewhere new, especially if the weather's great, and the weather was amazing in Los Angeles. 3 days there, done the show, brilliant. 3 days later, went to Arizona. That was phenomenal. I was in a club called Stir Crazy, sold that out, and it was just amazing. Oh, American, the humour isn't that much different. Loads of people are going, is it the same kind of humour? Well, aye. Because it's like, I guess funny's funny. It's different to a certain degree. I don't even know how to explain it properly. I just don't. I don't know how to explain how it is like slightly different in a way. And I don't know how I managed to adapt quickly, but you do. I think my first show, so say for example, it was 90 minutes, and there's maybe 10 minutes of it I cut, purely because I maybe didn't get the response that I wanted. Right. And instead of trying that again, another show I thought was fine, I'll just cut it. But I don't know, I can't pinpoint what the difference was, but it's that minor. Anyway, and they're just very loud, giving, hearty laughers. It was just, I think that the big difference was, like, it was such a difference in terms of my response from the first time as well. I enjoyed it the first time, but I guess if I'm realistic about it, I wasn't as polished my first tour as I am now, and I guess that's just down to experience, innit? Like, this is now my third tour. The first one, like, I'd never done a tour before, and it was just the Eyebrow Guy show, and it was like a culmination of all my best bits of material over the first 5 years that I'd done comedy. Was the second one, Surreal, was better, and this one's just great. Come see it. It's just, Americans are fucking lovely. And again, this is the thing, I'm talking about a preconceived notion. I had a preconceived notion, and I think it's based on media. I think it's based on the way that, I guess, Americans are portrayed to us. And it's not, they're not portrayed in the best light, let's be honest. But then we only see what we get fed. You know what I mean?
When you were actually there.
When I was actually there, they're just fucking every single person. And I mean, I don't think I had any bad interactions at all. And people are saying, but that's because you're Scottish. No, it's no. I sat and watched interactions between other Americans. No. I'm very especially when I go somewhere new, I watch how people interact with each other. I listen to conversations. Probably shouldn't, but fuck it. And they're lovely to each other. The thing is, obviously there's that famous thing where they all go, have a nice day. Mm-hmm. How have you been? They're so, when you meet them, it's genuinely like, how are you? Have you had a nice day? What have you been up to? And they mean it. You can tell that it's not just like,
it's not just like,
no.
What are you up to? Like, it's like
it's genuine. And it's all about putting the focus on the other person. Like, how have you been? Where are you from? Oh man, that's great. And they're dead enthusiastic. And this is like from people that work in McDonald's. Over here, they're like, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Here's your chips, see you later.
The customer service is fucking hugely different. And it makes a difference. No. It massively makes a difference. But the fact that they're interested in you and your day just makes you feel good. Whereas over here, a lot of time people are dying to tell you about them and what they've done. It's like, hi, how you doing? By the way, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I'm sure I've been guilty of that on times. I'm sure you've been guilty of it on times. But over there, it's just, mate, loved it. Well, you know you've been. You know, I'm sure really your experience was similar.
Aye, I got an even like a more heightened experience of that. See, because it's Disney, and they're just all like, you could go up and like do a Will Smith to somebody in Disney, and honestly, they'd thank you. They'd be like, thanks for that. That was really good.
Oh, I've learned a lesson from that. Thank you for that.
Like, I think there was a thing that, I don't know if it's just one of these mad stupid rumours, but like if you ask something like an employee in Disney something, they'll know to say no. So like they need to like work round a way of saying. So if you go up to them and say, can you give me $100? They'd be like, well, maybe that's not the thing that we could do just now. Like they'll know to say the word no.
Yeah.
They need to like work round it.
Oh, can you imagine the training for that fucking shit? God, that would kill you, wouldn't it? I mean, I know it's like over here when you get a job, and I remember going to work for, I think it was Asda, and we had to do like 3-4 days of training. You had to do these play acting. Fucking, can you imagine what it's like?
It just wouldn't work here. Imagine that here.
No,
never.
I wonder there's got to be a point though where you could implement it, but no, it's too late now. It's too late here. What I love though, here's an experience I like. Obviously, McDonald's is fucking huge over there. That is the home of McDonald's. So my first visit to a McDonald's in America, I walked in. I went up to the kiosk machinery thing. Machinery, yep, that thing.
Machinery?
Yeah, your machinery.
I thought you were naming it.
I was trying to, but never mind. And I'm scrolling and I'm like, right, where's the McPlant? They don't have a McPlant. And I thought, I'll go to the counter. So I walks up to the counter and the guy's like, hi sir, how can I help you today? And I was like, can I have a McPlant, please? And he's just went, sorry? I was like, a McPlant? And he's like, what's that? I'm not going to do the American accent, right? He's like, what's that? And I was like, am I in McDonald's? And I'm smiling, right? I'm like, am I in McDonald's? He's like, yes sir, you are. I was like, you don't have a McPlant? He's like, no, what's that? I was like, wait a minute, right? First of all, a McPlant is like a vegan burger in the UK, but it's made by McDonald's. So why am I in America and yous don't yous make it? And what is it? Have you only got like 2 vegans in America or something? I was like, and I kind of joked and I was like, can I speak to Ronald McDonald, please? And he goes like, I went, he doesn't work here anymore. And I'm like, I didn't know if he was taking the piss out of me or if it was like joking. And I was like, you do realise I'm joking, right? And he just went, can I help you, sir? What is it I can get you? And I was like, okay, I'll just have a burger. But I couldn't believe that they don't do a McPlant. That blew my mind.
The McDonald's menus worldwide are nuts. See, if you go to Italy, you can get pasta.
Can you? That's so. It's not. Right, the word's no racist. What is it?
Cultural.
No, it's cultural appropriation. That's not that either. I'm on the right track. I know what I mean.
You're not.
It's because pasta's like Italy, in it, and like and pizza. So if you're adapting to that country, there's a word for it. Is it xenophobic? No, it's not. What's xenophobic again? That's bad, isn't it?
That's a big one.
Yeah. No, there's something. If you're appeasing to the country.
I was trying to like discreetly point to things I'm right.
If you're appeasing, it's no. Isn't right? Is it an ist or an ism? Right, it's no sexist. It's no misogynistic. It's no racist. It's countryist. There's something.
Countryist. That doesn't exist.
No, but there's something There's a word for it. It's not parochial, is it? No, parochial means.
Big words.
Well, if there isn't a word for it, there should be.
No,
There
because
should
if
be.
you're in Italy, you want to eat the food that you eat.
Yeah.
So pasta.
So but you're being specific to, because it should be McDonald's. Here's a menu. The menu should be the same. They're adapting. All right, they're adapting. Fuck it, that's what they're doing.
Adapting.
They're adapting.
All the big massive words and you land on.
Yeah, adapting. That's the best one I can come up with. they're appeasing.
Appeasing.
Adapting and appeasing to entire nations based on their culture. Culture?
Culture.
Based on their historic food preferences. Something like that.
In Paris, I went to McDonald's in Paris, and it was something called a croque McDo, and it's 2 hamburger buns turned upside down with a bit of slice of ham and a slice of cheese in it,
2 hamburger buns turned upside down.
and then squashed. And it with the cheese and the ham.
So
and
2
squashed.
bottoms like that.
Aye. Very strange.
It is a croque McDo.
Croque McDo.
Do you know why that might be?
Why?
Down under, because it's from Australian, so they turn it upside down. That might be why the buns were upside down.
What's that got to do with
A croque is a croque. What did you call it?
Croque?
A croque. Is it just a croque?
Croque McDo.
A croque McDo. So that, like, have you ever seen Crocodile Dundee? Crocodile Dundee is Australian, so that sounds like it. Croque McDo. So that's maybe why they put the. Why else would they put the buns upside down? That's a reference to Australia, I think. So was it in Paris?
In
or shit?
Paris?
No, I don't. Okay.
Do you not understand why I was looking at you so confused?
yeah, I get it now. Damn it, that was a good analogy. I thought I was onto something there.
If they sold it in Australia?
Yeah, that would have made sense in Australia.
Aye.
Oh well, I've no idea why they would put the buns upside down in Paris.
What is it? The history behind the Eiffel Tower?
In what sense?
I'm pretty sure. There's either an Eiffel Tower inside the Statue of Liberty, or there's a. No, there is. I swear, I'm not making this up. I swear.
There's something to do. I'm going to Google this while we're chatting. Right.
Wait, you can still talk, by the way. The microphone's still connected.
All right, cool. No, there's something in history about there's a connection
Aye, I think-
between the Statue of Liberty and
So
the
I
Eiffel
think,
Tower.
was it know that both countries they made it for the other country?
I
Was
don't
there not an
think-
offering to that?
If that's it, that's really boring.
There isn't an Eiffel Tower in the Statue of Liberty.
What's...
I've been in the Statue of Liberty, and I don't recall seeing an Eiffel Tower.
No, but it might have been... fucking hell, I'm not going to show you my Google history's brought up when I typed in what's.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I was working on a bit. Hopefully there's no reflection that can see that. What's the... Eiffel... How do you spell Eiffel? Spell that up. E-I-F-F-E-L. What's the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of
Liberty, go to the
Liberty.
common. Is that what you're going to Google here?
Yep.
I think it's just both countries offered.
What is the connection between the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty? There we go. The Eiffel Tower is a cousin of sorts to the Statue of Liberty. Before the Eiffel Tower was built, Eiffel's firm was asked to design, sorry I'm dyslexic, the internal frame for the Statue of Liberty, a task assigned to his trusted partner, Cloyslin. Cloyslin.
Right.
They proved their iron expertise with Lady Liberty before moving on to the Iron Lady. Right, now, as I've told you before, I read sentences and I can't process the information. So what did I just say there?
I don't know.
Right, let's read it again.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, you read it.
I'll have
and
it.
let me hear it and then I might be able to process it.
Right. The Eiffel Tower is a cousin of sorts to the Statue of Liberty. Before the Eiffel Tower was built, Eiffel's firm was asked to design the internal frame for the Statue of Liberty, a task assigned to his trusted partner, Cloyslin. They proved their iron expertise with Lady Liberty before moving on to the Iron Lady. Right, aye. So the company that made the Statue No, the
Right.
company that made the Eiffel
Designed the
Tower
internal structure. So,
designed.
right, okay. So there wasn't actual an Eiffel Tower inside the Statue of Liberty, but I knew there was some connection there. Do you know there's actually a mini?
Statue of Liberty in Glasgow.
Have you? I think we spoke about this. I mean, over the bridge.
I think it was you that told me actually.
Aye, that's fascinating, man. And it looks quite small on top of the building, whatever building it is, but I'll bet you it's huge. Cool.
Buzzing.
Buzzing, aye.
I think that's an episode.
Is it?
I've got no idea how long this is.
I think that was about 50 minutes or something, mate.
Be the longest episode
Is that
yet.
6:30?
6:30.
Well, we say goodbye then.
Yeah, probably. Then.
All right, okay. Bye.
Worst personal reply. Cheers for watching. Cheers for listening. Aye, and all the shenanigans. Apologies that it's been. I mean, if you're starting from the start, like the new, and you're just getting to this, and there's already other episodes out after this, then obviously.
Do you know what's been lovely? I've started to get people that have been asking about the podcast, and that's nice, man. Because we've just started it for a bit of fun, and it's nice that it's organic.
Aye.
And I think the main reason we do it, well, the main reason I do it now, I just fucking love doing it, mate.
Aye.
I love it. I remember in the beginning I was so scared.
Oh, we both
and then we were like,
were.
what we got to talk about? And we had like lists of stuff.
Aye.
And now we just sit down and talk, so it's like
We've just spoke for
beautiful.
a bloody an hour
I
about.
know, man.
Aye.
That was great. Anyway,
Cheers for watching.
cheers for watching.
Cheers for listening. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.